What's good, everybody? We're back again with another video. Today we're doing our first iteration of the NBA mock draft. We do this video every year, so I wanted to make sure that I get this video done as soon as possible because I want to kind of do another one like at least like a week before the draft. The draft is, I believe, June 24th, so we got a little while until we get there. But I wanted to drop one as right now. Before we get into this video, make sure you like and subscribe, share with your friends. But let's get straight into this mock draft because this is going to be a long video. So before I did the studies for this mock draft, because if you don't know, I watch college basketball, but I'm not like an avid watcher. Like I watch it when I get time. So I really had to study at least like 35 to 40 players just to know a decent amount of players so I can make this video. And before that study, I would admit that I thought it was going to be a bad draft. I thought it was, like, compared to last year, I thought it was going to be a terrible draft. But after I did my studies, bro, this draft is very good. And it could be a lot of guys in this draft that are going to be very good. The reason why people saying this is a weak draft, it just, and I could still kind of admit this, it doesn't have the star power of previous drafts, which I kind of agree, but like this draft has a lot of good players that are going to be instantly good as soon as they hop into the NBA. So I wouldn't really care about that. I think people will say this is a weak draft. I'm not gonna lie, at this point I just think it's stupid. I really do. I think it's stupid to do that. So let's get straight into this draft. Of course, the first overall pick. I don't really think you have to think about this pick. I think you go Alex Sarr, a very versatile big. Reminds me a lot of Evan Mobley. And like looking at his France tape, it reminds me of USC Evan Mobley, where he was allowed to do a lot more, allowed to dribble the ball up the court, allowed to shoot his mid-range, allowed to get to the basket, create for himself, allowed to pass. Like he reminds me a lot of Evan Mobley on offense. And then on defense, kind of the same thing. A very good, versatile defender that can block shots, guard. Damn near 1-5, is quick enough to do that. And I think Alex Sarr next to Trae Young, Jalen Johnson, I think that's a good big three to like actually start a legit rebuild, because you tried it the first time, it didn't work. Guys like Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, they just weren't good draft picks. So you got Jalen Johnson, good draft pick. Now you just keep adding on to that. You have Alex Sarr. Find something for DeJounte Murray, because I feel like he's the one that has to go. I don't think it's Trae. I've been seeing a lot of rumors about Trae and trade talks. I don't understand it. If I'm not mistaken, Trae's still 25. I'm not giving up on Trae until he's like 28. And if we're not doing nothing at 28, then all right, Trae, go do you. But like, bro, it's 25. You're still very young. So at number one, we're drafting Alex Sarr. Now, before we get into the Wizards, I have a trade, just a trade that I wouldn't mind, and I think it will fit both teams, especially the Wizards. Just to talk about the Cavs for a little bit, you see the rumors about them kind of breaking up the core four. That's what we like to call our four guys. And I think the one person that's like the odd man out is Jared Allen, because I do believe Evan Mobley is a 5. And I think getting a guy like Kyle Kuzma is a perfect fit next to Evan Mobley, who can spread the ball, spread the floor, shoot the ball, create for himself. He's not a bad defender, but we will lose a lot of defense losing Jared Allen, because I do believe he's damn near top 10, top 15 defender in the league. But he's a very good fit next to Evan Mobley, and I think that's something we should prioritize. And then bringing in a guy like Corey Kispert, who's a legit shooter. Not these Max Strus, Georges Niang, no. He's legit. I can count on you to hit 2 a game. So that's why I got him in this trade. If you don't want to add him, take out Karis LeVert, take out Corey Kispert. I understand. I will still do this trade. Before the Wizards, I think you get a guy that just came off a career year, and I think he allows you to go into this draft without making any mistake. You can draft whoever you want. You can go in there, you draft a point guard, you draft Nikola Topic or Stephon Castle, and then you have a Nikola Topic / Stephon Castle, Jordan Poole, Bilal Coulibaly, Denny Adia, Jared Allen 5. That's a good 5. But let's say you don't want to do that. You want to go wing. You want to get another French wing. Okay, you go out there. You're going to invest into JP. JP looked the best when he had the ball in his hands last year. So JP at the 1. Bilal at the 2. Zachary Richardson at the 3. Denny Adia at the 4. Jared Allen at the 5. they need a guy that can solidify what they need to do in the draft, and I think Jared Allen would be that. He's still young. He's 26 to 27 years old on a fairly great contract, actually. I remember when we first gave it to him, I hated it. But that is a great contract as of right now, and I think that sets you up great for the future. I don't think he'll be a guy that'd be mad to go there. I think he accepts the role he's given any time. Like, he did it straight away with us, and I think that would just be a perfect fit for that team. Kind of solidify their defense, because I do believe he's a player that can not carry to the levels of like Rudy Gobert, but he's a player that once you get him, you're going to be a decent defense. So I think this would be a trade I would kind of look at. Doesn't involve no picks, but then it makes it toward you going to this draft over here. Why did that just show up? You go into the draft over here, you don't go no wrong. You can't go no wrong. But for this draft, I am going to have them selecting Zachary Richardson. Listen, I am of the belief that you traded for Jordan Poole, go all in with it. If it goes wrong with him at the point next year, Dylan Harper is right there coming out of college, so you're going to be decent either way. But Zachary Richardson, 3D wing, a very good 3D wing. He's a very, very good shooter. He's going to come off instantly and being a good shooter, being a good defender. I would like him to rebound a little bit more for a 6'10" guy, but he does fit perfectly in that three position spot with Bilal Coulibaly and Deni Avdija next to him. I think that solidifies your wing defense. I think you have one of the best wing defensive cores in the league to wrap around Jordan Poole. But, like, listen, think about it. Jordan Poole with these three guys, Bilal Coulibaly, Deni Avdija, and Zachary Richardson, and then having a Jared Allen, that's just, to me, that sets you up not to be shit next year, because you're probably going to be shit next year. I think that would be a very good trade. But I like Zachary Richardson. I really do want to know where he would go, like if he was in last year's draft, which was a little bit better, but he's a very good player. And I think I'm interested in the potential of him, because I don't really know if he's just a 3D guy. I know he's going to be that off the bat, but like when it comes to his potential, I don't know yet. He's one of them guys I don't really know, but that's what I'm going to have at number 2. Now listen, we don't have to spend a lot of time at this number 3. I think this pick is set in stone, Reed Sheppard. I really do. Look at the other guys you have. Okay, now I can't go back. Oh well. The other guys you have, like a Stephon Castle, I don't really like that. I feel like you kind of did that last year with Amen Thompson. That just wouldn't make sense to me. You have Donovan Clingan there. I don't really like Sengun at the 4. I kind of think that's like the whole Miles Turner, Domantas Sabonis thing. Not comparing none of those guys, because none of those guys match up. But once Domantas Sabonis was a 4, he just didn't look good. The paint was kind of clogged, and he didn't really get to play his game. I think kind of the same way with Sengun. Even though I don't think they play it like at all, I think he's his best fit as a 5. And then who else you will go? Matas, I wouldn't mind that. Reed fits perfectly for what they want to do now. What they want to do now is win. And Reed has for sure qualities to help them win off the bat. Reed will go to any of these 30 teams and will get quality minutes off the bat. Very good shooter. I think his scoring at times could be underrated, especially when it comes to attacking closeouts. I think his passing is very underrated. And he tries on defense. He's going to be bad for a little bit because his frame is just not there. He's kind of small, 6'3", listed at 6'3". I don't think he's 6'3". I think he's like 6'2", 6'1", but he's kind of small. You can see he only weighs 187, but he tries on defense, plays the passing lanes, and that's all you really want to ask for a guard is at least try. And I think he will come in fit for the team perfectly. I think he can learn from Fred VanVleet, because I kind of see them as the same mode coming out of college, and I think that would be perfect for them, bro. I really do. I think you have him as a backup guard next to guys coming off the bench like Amen Thompson, like Atari Easton, like Cam Whitmore. That just calms that group down, because that group is young and wild, but like he's a veteran player. He's a veteran player, so that's why I have them at. That's why I have them taken at number 3. Now at number 4, I think this is like. So at number 4, this is where it gets confusing, because you hear all the rumors. Go get Vic a point guard. And it's 2 of them right here. To me, this is the better one, obvious better one. But I understand the Rob Dillingham hype. I understand it. Very flashy, fun player. And just the thought of him and Vic just gives me goosebumps. I understand it. But then you have, okay, go trade for the Darius Garlands, the Trae Youngs, and the DeJounte Murrays, which sounds a lot better because Vic is ready right now. And those guys are ready right now. So just combine them. And I understand that. If it was me, the fourth overall pick would be used to go get Trae Young. If they don't want to do that, the 8th overall pick will be used to get Darius Garland and DeJounte Murray. But I'm just not going to do trades with my mock draft. I'm going to offer them just to see what y'all think in the comments. But I think at 4 we go Nikola Topic, and I think, I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot to do with like how the Spurs is like getting their foreign players. But like, he fits perfectly with Vic. This is playmaking. I think him and Vic can make some magic year one off the bat. And Vic will make him look a lot better than he actually is. Not to say that Nicola's bad, because I think he's very good. And I think one thing is really underrated is his scoring. It was just so inconsistent at times. Like, I've seen people compare him to Josh Giddey. I'm like, bro, what do y'all see that? They play make similar. I do get that. But I think Nikola is a way better scorer, way better shooter. I think he's a way better defender. I think he's way more athletic. Like, I like Nikola Topic a lot. And I think him next to Vic in that pick and roll, him next to guys like Jeremy Sotran, Devin Vassell, I think he can help him get open looks. His ability to attack the rim. I like Nikola Topic. I really do. And I think him learning from that trio there and Tony Parker and Popovich, and then playing next to Wemby, 6'7" point guard. I wouldn't turn that down to draft Rob Dillingham. No offense to Rob. I really do like Rob, but I can't do it. I can't do it. So, yep, I'm going to have them taking Nikola Topic here at number 4. Now at number 6, listen. Talking to a couple friends earlier, I was kind of stuck between this pick, because I was thinking Donovan Clingan, but like the spacing would be terrible. But like, I've been seeing some terrible Jalen Durant defensive highlights lately, and I was like, he will help out instantly, but like, that's just, I don't want to do that for him. Rob Dillingham taking another guard to me just wouldn't be smart. And if it was another guard, I would take Don Connect or Stephon Castle over Rob. Not that they're better players, but just the fit wise. But I'm gonna go Matas Buzelis. I think Matas fits perfectly with this team. I think he's allowed to slide into that 3 and that 4, give them some much needed spacing. I'm a guy that watched Matas in high school. I know that 3-point shot in the G League Ignite was up and down, pretty terrible. I believe he shot 27%. I'm going to buy the high school clips because we all know that G League Ignite shit is trash. I think he's a very versatile player. Reminds me a lot of Franz, and that seems like kind of like a basic comparison. But when you watch them, they play a lot alike. And if you want me to compare him to a black guy, because I know you're going to think, oh, white guy, compare him to a white guy. Reminds me a lot of Jeremy Grant too. So I like him. I think he's a very versatile. I wouldn't classify him as a big, so a very versatile wing that can literally do anything you want him to do on the court, except playmaking. Which you don't really care that much. I think he can pass though. I think he's an underrated passer. I think his defense is underrated, even with the frame that he has. You see how small he is, and I think he slides into this team perfectly. You have a Cade, Jalen Durant. Jaden Ivey. They gotta figure that out. But I think he could play next to Jalen Durant. If you want to start with Simone Fontecchio, just to give them more shooting, I think he could play next to Jalen Durant, and it'll be good. So that's why I'm gonna have them take it at 5 now. Number 6 is my favorite pick. My favorite pick, and I have them take Stephon Castle. Listen, he doesn't want to go to a team that has a point guard. I don't give a damn about that shit. I don't care about that because like. To me, Nikola Topic is going to fall to 4, and he's not going to go past the Spurs. Who are you going to go to? The Wizards are not taking you at 2. The Rockets are not taking you. We know the Hawks are not taking you, and the Pistons are not. You're going 6, and if you don't go 6, you're going to fall to 8, and maybe the Spurs will take you. But if I am the Hornets, I don't let this shit slide. I'm taking Stephon Castle, and my big 3 is going to be LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Stephon Castle. 3'6", 7" niggas just running around. They would look so good. He would fit so perfectly for this team as a wing defender, as a cutter to play off ball to those other guys. I think the Stephon Castle pick would be amazing. Those other guys, they show they can play off ball. So if he does want to play the point guard, he can do that next to those guys. Stephon Castle with those guys, with the Mark Williams down below, they just got to find that forward. Suck for another year, get Cooper flagged. I love that pick. I really do. Now, next, for the Pacers, not the Pacers, the Trailblazers, they can kind of go a lot of ways. You can go Donovan Clingan if you're not so sure about DeAndre, which I don't know. Like I said with Jordan Poole, like, I invested in him. Even though the investment wasn't that high, I forgot what he was in a Dame trade, and they traded Nurkic. That's not really a big event, a big trade. You didn't really give him a lot, but like young guy, I wouldn't draft Donovan Clingan. No offense. So Rob Dillingham, guard. Don, kind of a guard, but mostly it says small forward. He's a guard. So you have a lot of guards over there. I wouldn't do it. Ron Holland is raw as red meat. But he would fit with this team. Just being that I don't want to say 3D guy. Just that versatile guy that can literally do a lot of things on the court. Can score, can pass, can defend. I like his energy. I like his energy all around. I really do. But and that's an upside pick. Because I was about to say I'm going to go with the upside pick and pick Cody Williams. But I like how polished. I think Cody Williams is a lot more polished. And I think he's some stuff he wasn't able to show in Colorado. I'm gonna go with the upside picking Cody Williams. Put him next to School. Put him next to Shaden. Put him next to Anthony. Even though I don't want Anthony there for long. Put him next to Jeremy Grant, who's a player that he kind of reminds me a lot of too. And I'm gonna let it rock, bro. I think Cody Williams can be a star. I love his frame. I love his frame and I love his game. I love him just like I love his brother. So I'm gonna go Cody Williams at this pick right here. Now, number 8 with the Spurs, we picked Nikola Topic. Now, this one, I've seen people go double guard and select Rob. I'm not doing it. It sounds like I'm hating on Rob because I understood a lot of anti-Rob shit. But it don't make sense to me, bro. It don't. And I'm looking at my list right now because I have some of these picks right now. I didn't even have Rob selected, which is crazy. He will get selected. So you have a lineup as of right now. Nikola Topic, Devin Vassell. You can play the 2 or the 3. I like him a lot more at the 2. Jeremy Sochan and Vic. So you need that 3 spot. Ron Holland is just I don't like putting players like that next to Vic, and that's no offense to him, but it's just, to me, that's not a good pick. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep going with this French shit. And I'm going to select Tijane Salon. Just know he's 3D. And he's a very good shooter. And he plays the passing lanes very well. I think he can play the 3 to the 4 position, guard 1 through 4. I think that's a perfect fit for this core. Now you look pretty good. You look good. Nikola Topic, Devin Vassell, Dijon, and then Jeremy Sochan, Victor Wembanyama with Tyus Jones, I believe. Or Trey Jones, Malachi Branham, Zach Collins off the bench. If Vic goes to like the top 10 player next year, that's a top 10 team in the West damn near. So I like that pick for them. And then number 9, I think this pick is like set. Donovan Clingan, like he just falls. And we'll be honest, it just doesn't make sense for teams above him to draft him. And he just falls to the perfect team. Reminds me a lot of Brook Lopez. Not as good of a shooter as Brook Lopez, but the defender that Brook Lopez is, I think he's a better rebounder than Brook Lopez. I think he's a better perimeter defender than Brook Lopez. I think he's able to shuffle his feet a lot better than Brook Lopez was. And on the offense, I think he finishes around the rim well. He can play above the rim. And he shows some shooting chops in that workout. During the combine. So hey, if that works, you got him next to JJJ. And God knows they need rebounding over there. I think he's way better rebounder than JJJ. I think he just falls to them. He really does. Now, at 10, this is where I would go Rob. I think you just keep going with that drafting the way you start getting versatile ways to play like they did with Taylor Hendricks, Lauri Markkanen like that. I think you just keep going with that. And I think you draft Ron Holland there. I think he fits perfectly with this team. And I don't know, man. That core of Collin Sexton, Keontae George, I was about to say Kai Sean because it's another player in this draft. Lauri Markkanen, Taylor Hendricks, Bryce Sensabaugh, and then Ron Holland. That's a very good young core. You just got to figure out who's going to be the standout in that core. Now, at number, 11? I would take, and I don't think this is a reach, but I'd go Devin Carter because Kobe White showed a lot this year. And if you're cool with him being your franchise guard, not like the number one guy in the franchise, of course, you're going to need that down the line. If you're cool with him being a part of the franchise, though, when it comes to you guys when you get in, I'm cool with it too. I think he's a very good player. A guy like Devin Carter is a guy you need next to him. A guy that can defend no matter the size. He's 6'2", but he plays way bigger than that. 8 freaking rebounds. Come on now. He plays way bigger than that. He can play make. He can shoot. He can defend. He can score when you need him. I think that is a perfect fit. And at backcourt, you can be like, yeah, you got Ayo. Ayo's an unrestricted free agent. He can dip. He can literally dip. So, I'm not drafting Devin Carter because I have Ayo. That's stupid. So, Devin Carter is the pick I would make at number 11. Now, at number 12, dog, you cannot go wrong. You can't go wrong. OKC is like that. OKC is like that. And I'm thinking, do I take a flyer on Khalil Ware? Or do I draft Rob and then say fuck it? Because Rob falling this far is kind of crazy. But when I look back at it, where is he going to go? With the Spurs, I had them taking a small forward and a point guard. He's not going to the Pistons. He's not going to the Hornets. He's not going to Portland, Grizzlies, Jazz, Bulls. No, it wouldn't make sense. His type of archetype wouldn't fit. But for them, I'm going to have them going Yves Messi. And that picture right there is how he plays. The intensity of this guy is crazy. And I think you need a dirty work guy next to Chet. And I think he would be the perfect guy. And this wouldn't mean that Chet's a power forward. It would be kind of like I remember when Jared Allen and Evan Mobley first paired together, they didn't know who was the center. That's how it kind of be with them too. But like Yves Messi, very, very athletic. He plays very, very hard. Can protect the rim. He can finish around the rim. I think this is perfect for the team and perfect for Chet. He fits the offensive scheme a lot. He's able to catch lobs on every day. I want to see him switch a lot more. He's going to have to do that in the NBA, but I think this is a perfect fit next to Chet. Now, 13, this is probably where I will have to take Rob. Malik's gone. The Kings fan, he is gone. He's getting offered damn near $125 million. Watch what I tell you. A lot of GMs see what I see. That boy is a star. And you know, Davion Mitchell was a crazy miss. A lot of people know it when it happened. Rob Dillingham, crafty guard, can play next to De'Aaron. De'Aaron can play off him. He can play off De'Aaron. Like, I think that's a perfect fit. And I would love to see that as his backcourt. I think that would be very, very exciting. So, and I think he fits them perfectly. So I will go Rob here. I will go to Rob. And then at 14, this is supposed to be the Warriors pick. That kind of sucks because they have some guys right here that they can take. Now, listen, they took Cody Williams first. They cannot miss right here. Again, you can't miss. But to me, who did I have them taking on my list? I think I remember. I think, and I still agree with this pick. You go potential. Your first pick was potential. You keep doing it. Because, let's be honest, they have a lot of positions filled. And you're not going to take a Zach Edey. That just what makes sense. Kyle Filipowski, I actually do get that. I'm not going to lie. I do get it. And if I could go back, I would. But I don't know how to go back on this page. So I'm going to stick with my pick. And I'm going with Tyson George, a guy that can shoot the piss out of the ball, create a shot. I think he's a pretty underrated defender. I think in the pick and roll, he's actually pretty good as a defender. Playmaker. I think he's a pretty underrated playmaker in the pick and roll. I've seen a very good playmaking chops, and he has a frame to be a good defender. He's just got to put it all together. So that's why I would go with at 15, 14. If I could go back off this page, I would select Kyle Filipowski, but I don't mind this pick. I think it's a good pick. Now, I think this is one of the easiest draft picks in the world. He might not fit the culture, but I think he fits the culture. But he has some off the court things that a lot of people don't like for some reason. I don't know why, but to me, this is like when the 76ers drafted Tyrese Maxey. I think Jared McCain, I don't think he can reach the levels as Tyrese. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even think Tyrese can reach the levels that Tyrese is reaching right now. But Jared McCain reminds me so much of Tyrese Maxey. Is fucking crazy. And their paths can kind of be the same. Guys that went to a big school to play with big players sacrificed their game. It didn't show what they had that they showed in high school. Because, let's be honest, high school matters. They were the same guy in high school too. They were buckets in high school. But they went to college. When they needed to get buckets, they did. But they played with other guards. So when they were forced to play off ball, they thrived at playing off ball. When they go to the NBA, they're going to play off ball. They both shoot the piss out of the ball. But once they get the ball in their hands, bro, I think Jared McCain can follow that game plan. I'm not going to lie. Jared McCain, it's a copy and print with Tyrese. He's not as fast as Tyrese. He doesn't get to the rim as good as Tyrese. That probably contradicts everything I just said because that's a big part of Tyrese Maxey's game. But they remind me so much of each other, just the way they play. They're hard on the field, on the court, the way they shoot the ball. I think they're both point guards that Tyrese didn't get to show he's a point guard until this year. I think Jared McCain is going to be the same way, especially when Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier are out of there. I think this is the perfect fit. I think he's just like Jaime. He's plug and play. As soon as you get there, you can play him. He fits perfectly. He's a vet. He's a vet guy. He knows how to play basketball, and that's what they need to do. Now, at 16, who did I have them draft? I think it was Kevin McCullough, right? Yeah, Kevin McCullough. This, to me, I don't know why he's so low. I think he could probably be a lottery pick if there were more contending teams there. But a 3D guy, just a simple 3D guy who can also get his own bucket. I think this is the type of guy they're going to need, especially because Kelly Oubre, he might get $20 million too. He played his ass off this year. But you substitute him with another Kansas small forward. And I think Kevin McCullough is just a perfect fit for this team. This is who they have to draft. To me, you can't miss this pick. Especially when it comes, because they don't have a lot. They got a lot of money for one guy. But they got to focus on getting the guys around them guys. Because playing guys like Paul Reed, shout out to Kyle Lowry at his moments, but a 37-year-old Kyle Lowry, go out there and get a Kevin McCullough. And I think that's going to be a very good pick for them. Now for 17, we figured out today that the Pelicans had rights to this, but they also have rights to the Lakers next year's pick. So they're going to take next year's pick. I didn't really like that because I feel like if they go out of here with 2 picks, I think they will come up, but I guess they didn't see it like that. So this is the Lakers pick. And I think you go Kyle Filipowski. A big who can stretch the floor, finish around the rim. I think he's a better defender than he gets credit for. And I think that's who you go with. I think what the Lakers had to do, they had to get legit bigs. Like the Jared Vanderbilts, the Roy Hachimura's being, the Jackson Hayes being your secondary bigs. No. You got to get legit bigs. I almost drafted Zach Edey. I really did. But I'm so happy I see Kyle Filipowski's name. He fits a lot better with this team. And I don't know. I kind of like him as a player. And this is why I kind of hate that they gave up this pick. Because Kyle Filipowski to the Pelicans makes all the amount of sense. It makes so much sense. But hey, I guess so. So that's what I have. And this one right here is my favorite pick of the draft because it's my favorite player of the draft. Dalton Knecht, brother. You watch Dalton Knecht. Legit. And this is going to be like, oh, he gets compared to this player. This player's a role player, 6-man. But y'all cannot lie. First of all, let me say the player first. Reminds me a lot of, I think it's Bojan. No, this is Bogdan. Bogdan Bogdanovic, the one that plays for the Hawks. You cannot lie. Bogdan has game. He plays, like I said, Tyrese and Jared play. And remember I said, well, he's not as fast as Jared. No, these niggas, they play exactly like to the T. This is the perfect fit because he's legit plug and play. He would beat out Jet Howard or Anthony Black, whoever's in the race for that small the shooting guard position next year. He was going to beat that out. He's fitting instantly. A bucket, a straight bucket, but also a very good off-ball player. Man, Jalen Suggs don't connect. Paulo Franz, you get a big over there because I don't know if Wendell is that guy. Bro, don't connect. I hope he should start him. I really do. He is nice. Favorite prospect. He's nice, bro. Now, with this pick, you can go many ways. Hopefully you're able to keep Emmanuel quickly. You got RJ Barrett there who's going to play the 2. Scotty can play the 4, so you're kind of ideally looking for a wing. I mean, I want to take my bias out and take Tristan Da Silva, but like Tristan fits my Cavs so perfect. So I'm going to go Jacoby Walter. No offense. But I do like, I'm not going to lie, I have not watched Bobby Clint. But I hear a lot about Clinton. I don't know how I didn't watch him. I think I seen some clips, but I didn't deep dive on him. But he's 6'10", small forward. I'm just going to pick him and just don't pay attention to this pick. No offense to Toronto Raptors fans, but I really did not watch him. Now the Cavs, listen, we cannot go wrong. But it's between these two guys. It's between these two. If we're giving up Jared Allen, I'm taking Tyler Smith 10 times out of 10 because I think he fits perfectly into that 4 position next to Evan Mobley, being able to block shots. He has post work. He can shoot it in the post. He has a good mid-range game. I think he can come into the NBA and be a versatile defender. But if we don't give up on Jared Allen, we keep the core 4, Tristan Da Silva is our guy. And I'm hoping we don't give up on the core 4. So we take a Tristan Da Silva, a legit 3-and-D wing who could do a lot more than a 3-and-D wing. I think he can pass the ball well. I think his ability to attack the closeout is very good. I think his defense is, for his frame, as of right now, it's lacking. Like, bro, he's 22 years old. It's going to get better. And I think in the lineup with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. So that's all I have at number 20. That's a perfect fit for us. Now, at number 21, this one, again, you can't knock it out the park. The pick is given to you. Khalil Ware. Don't even look at Zach Edey. Zion. The nigga played with Steven Adams, Jonas Valanciunas, and who was the first big? I think it was Steven Adams. That's the first. He's played with those 2 guys his whole career. These big clubby motherfuckers that don't spread the floor at all, even though you have games where Jonas Valanciunas is hitting his shots. That don't matter. No. Khalil Ware is legit versatile, big, he can shoot the ball, create for himself. He can space the floor. He can block shots. He can rebound. This pick falls into your hands. It literally does. And I'm not going to lie. This is also why I hate them not keeping that pick. Because I'm not going to lie. He might not be there at 21. A team might get him before they might even get him before 17. But at least if you have 17, that's at least his range. I'm high on Khalil Ware, and I don't know if he lasts at 21. I'm not going to lie. But if he does, this is a perfect pick for them. Now for this pick, I think you have to go big. You have literally all the wings in the world, even though some of them might not be there next year. At times you've seen Jonas Valanciunas. He can't play in the playoffs. No offense to him, but he can't play. So I would go to Ron Holmes, a big that can shoot the ball, they can block shots, can defend, can shoot the piss out of the ball, actually. I would go him here. I think that's a safe pick for you guys. Your dream pick was Yves Messi, but he was taking a lottery where he belongs. So this is where I would go. And then again, if I'm them, I'm getting young and athletic. They did it the past 2 years with MarJon Beauchamp and Andre Jackson. I'm staying with that. And I'm going to Tyler Smith. He can play next to Giannis. He can shoot the hell out of the ball. Like I said, can play in the post, can defend, can athletic as hell. And Doc Rivers, you have no choice but to play this man. Very, very good player. I would take him right here. And then for New York, bro, this motherfucker falls into your hands. Isaiah Collier, a legit point guard off the bench, because I felt like at times when Jalen Brunson went to the bench, they didn't have that. Even when, what's his name? Deuce was out there. Deuce is not really a point guard to me. I didn't even think he was a point guard when I believe he went to West Virginia. I didn't think he was a point guard there. He's not a point guard. Isaiah Collier is a legit point guard. Can play make, can attach the baskets, can score. He do a lot on offense. His head is huge. But not mine is too, but he can do a lot of offense, bro. I love this pick for them. You don't always got to draft for a motherfucker that can start. Especially when you're a team as good as the Knicks. Getting a backup point guard is going to be legit when they come next year and try to make that run for the finals like they did this year. So that's a pick for them. And then, dog. You want to draft Josh Hart 2.0? Or you just want to keep going and get motherfuckers that fall to you? Jacoby Walter should not be here, but he's here on my mock draft because I think other teams wouldn't really look at him like this team would. This will be a perfect fit. A 3D wing that can shoot. He said he can play. He can score a lot better than he showed at Baylor. And I understand that a lot of motherfuckers will get held back by the system at the schools they go to. But even in the role he played in Baylor, that would be the role that they would ask him to do here, and he would fit perfectly in that role. Yo, the Knicks coming out with Isaiah Collier and Jacoby Walter, you win the draft. And no ifs, ands, or buts. You win the draft. Now, this is where, for the Wizards, this is where Zach Edey gets picked. And this is in the hypothetical world, my hypothetical world, when they don't trade for Jarrett Allen. You just draft him, bro. Like, he was a very, very good college player. Like, I know a lot of people have doubts. I'm one of those guys. But I keep saying it. If Zubac is in the league, he could be in the league. Better offensive player than Zubac. Very good around the rim. Can block shots. Very above the rim shot blocker. A good shot blocker. Very good rebounder. He's just slow, bro. Slow on his foot and his feet. And I think he will get attacked crazy. But that's where I'm going to go right there for the Timberwolves. Bub Carrington. His nickname is Bub, but Carlton. I'm not calling him that. Bub Carrington. I think at times in this playoff run, what we're seeing is they don't have a secondary scorer. Like Cat, at times, he needs motherfuckers to create for himself. Mike is old as hell. Jaden. At times, he showed it, but like, it wasn't consistent. Bub will come in instantly and just be a bucket. Just be a bucket. He'll have his inconsistent nights, though. Don't get me wrong. As somebody said earlier, I was talking to my friend. He was like, very D'Lo-ish. He had that month when he's dogging you, and he has that month when he's the worst guard on the team. Bub will have those nights. But you gotta take it. You got to. 6'5" guard that can go get a bucket. I'd take it. Pause. 28, right? 28. Tyler Kolek. 28 for 28. Tyler Kolek is a pick. I think you need to go out there and get a backup point guard bad. The Reggie Jackson minutes are terrible. Tyler Kolek is one of the best playmakers in this job. I think he fits perfectly with the Jokic. Kind of reminds me a lot of Facu. Facu was cooking next to Jokic. So I like this pick for them. I think that's a very good pick for them. He's a guard. He reminds me of a. And it's gonna sound bad. Actually, I don't even want to say that. This is a very, very good guard. A very, very good guard. Now, for Utah, I think you just keep going what you're doing. These big wings. It's going to get crowded at some point, but like not all of them are going to stay, especially Laurie. His value is just too high. I don't think he's on the same team coming next year in May. I don't think he would be on the Jazz. So, go Johnny Furphy. Very, very good shooter. Very, very good shooter. And in this, Jalen Tyson falls to the motherfucking Celtics. We are doomed. Literally a Josh Hart replica. We are doomed. And he's going to play. He's not like Jordan Walsh. I was going to need Z-League time. No, he will play. Bro, his range is like 20 to where he's at now. That's just crazy. That's it, man. This is my first round mock draft. I'm not doing the second round, I'm not going to lie. I'm not doing the second First round, I have the Hawks taking Alex Sarr. I have the Wizards taking Zachary Richardson. I have the Rockets taking Reed Sheppard, which was one of my favorite picks. Nikola Topic to the Spurs. Matas Buzelis to the Pistons. Stephon Castle to the Hornets. Cody Williams to the Blazers. And the Spurs get to John Salon. Memphis gets Donovan Clingan. He just falls to them. Ron Holland to Utah. Devin Carter to the Bulls. Yves Messi to Thunder. Rob Dillingham to the Kings. Kyson George to the Blazers. I'm so tired. Might have been a reach, but hey, we see sometimes reaches work. Jeremy King, perfect pick to the Heat. Up here we got Kevin McCullough. Like I said, he has to be their pick. I think he just fixed their team so perfectly. Kevin McCullough to the 76ers. Kyle Filipowski should have been to the Pelicans. I just don't understand it. But to the Lakers, which he does fit a lot. And Don Connect, my favorite player, going to the spot where he needs to go. Bobby Clinton, I will watch you after this video. Tristan De La Silva, my guy, goes to the Cavs. Khalil Ware falls to the Pelicans. Deron Holmes to the Suns. Tyler Smith, athletic big, goes to Milwaukee. New York gets Alexander Collier, Jacoby Walter. You win the draft. You let 2 lottery picks fell to you. You win the fucking draft. Zach Edey to the Wizards. Bob Carrington to the Timberwolves. Tyler Collette. That's his name, Collette. Collette. To the Nuggets. Johnny Furphy to the Utah Jazz. And Jalen Tyson to the Celtics. That's it for this video, man. I have to end this video. I'm tired as hell. I did this video in the morning. But that's it, man. Let me know what you think about this video. Like I said, this is the first iteration of the mock draft. And no, Bronny should not get drafted in the first round at all. But that's it for... Yo, I'm done. Peace the fuck...